Are you looking for the most extreme challenge for Satisfactory 1.0? You found the right place. No land, no animals, no fauna. Hell, just one weird resource node and a handful of platforms to stand on. Can I complete project assembly with all 5 stages? Watch and find out. Welcome to Jab playing Satisfactory Omni World. Howdy y'all, and welcome to Jab playing Satisfactory 1.0 Omni World. Alright guys, yeah. We're in the head right now, and the reason why we're in the head is Jab's not feeling too well. We ran into some technical issues in recording, and lost some sound quality here and there, and just issues all the way around, and I couldn't figure out any way of solving it other than scrapping what I had recorded and just basically walking you through what we did. On the other hand, it took me hours to accomplish what we're at, so you know, sorry that I didn't show you what it is, but on the other hand, I tore it down and built it like 3 times before I thought I was happy with it, and then I found out I made mistakes. But you know, hey, it's satisfactory. We all make mistakes. So let's run out here, and I'll kind of show you what we're dealing with. Let me jump over this, and I'll walk you through all of this. So basically, we're trying to build a line that makes everything, right? So in order to do that, I'm like, okay, well, the first thing we need to do is we need to get iron ore going, right? Iron refining. So I put down a miner, right? And we came down here, and I'm just like, all right, well, I've got Mark II belts. We'll get 120 coming out here. We'll split it 60. Come in here, split it 30. Each one of these would get 10, right? And I'm just like, all right, so that's 120 ingots, but 120 ingots wasn't enough, so I doubled it and mirrored it, so we got 240 ingots coming in. And I'm like, hey, this is cool. This is going to be exactly what I need it to do. And it does what I need it to do. Don't get me wrong. However, somewhere in there, math got into the way, right? And I thought, you know, I'm just like, oh, hang on a second. It's not free flowing because we're making more red than what we can. I'm just like, all right, whatever. So I've got 240 ingots coming out, and we've got it down here, and I've got it split in a couple of different lines, and I'm like, okay, so let's make things. And it's backing up, but it's okay. It's better to have too much than not enough. So what I have is I have 2 lines of 50 coming down through here. That's 1 line of 50, and this is 1 line of 50. Then I've got 1 line of 30, I believe, or no, 60. I got 1 line of 60, which is these 2. Then I've got a line of 25, which is this. And then I've got a little bit that's coming off that's going into the resource sink. All right, so what do these things make? I'm glad you asked, right? So I've got 1 line of 60 that's coming in here that's making plates. So 60 comes in and it makes the plates, and it shifts the plates off to make stitch iron plates one way and off this way for storage. You're like, all right, that's cool. Well, what else we got going on? I've got a line of that's coming in here that's making screws, right? So we got screws coming in these 4 converters, and the screws are being shipped off to be stored and to make rotors, I believe, if I remember correctly. And then after that, it's like, okay, well then what else we got going on? I've got rods being made, and rods are being sent into storage and into rotors too. Where is my, I have some, where are you? Oh, there it is. And then I've got a line coming in to make iron wire, right? Because, you know, iron wire is cool. And it's coming in here, and it's being, well, it's being sorted. It's being split, merged, and everything else like that. The iron wire and the plates are in here making stitch iron plates, right? So we got stitch iron plates going on. Also, the screws are an alternate recipe. The screws are being made off of oh good lord, cat screws. So we've also got over here, and I know this is convoluted, but it works, right? We've got modular frames being made, so it's one modular frame. Is it one or two? Two rotors. Then over here, I've got iron wire just turned into wire, just turned into cables and set to the box. And then over here, I've got smart plating. So basically, I've got everything automated with the exception of one thing. Is the one thing I don't have automated is the what's the word I'm looking for? The stuff that makes pipe, the copper sheets, right? So if we get all the way up here, we can kind of look and you can see, right? I've got two that are making reinforced plates. I've got one that's making smart plates. I got two that are making rotors. One that's making modular frames. Plus then all the things that we need to be stored, which is all over here. And we'll drop down and you can see it. We got wire, we got cable, we got screws, we got rods, plates, modular frames, smart plating. What are you? Rotors. We'll talk about concrete here in a second. And reinforced plates. Now the concrete is coming from a new line that I made. So let me come over here and I'll show you the line that I made for concrete. So I had to put down a new thing because we weren't making concrete. And this is making 120 white crystals. And it's coming in here and it's being split and merged and everything. And we just needed a portion of it to come over here to make concrete. So the portion that we have coming over here turns it into red crystals. Red crystals turn it into limestone. Limestone's coming over here and it's being made into concrete and then shipped to the box that we need. The other part is coming over here and is being made into Omni Science. And then the Omni Science is being shipped over here and made into hard drives. And hey, I've got another hard drive. So let's come in here and put the hard drive in. All right, and if we look at the hard drive library right now, I've got 6 inventory copper rotors, bolted frames and plates. We've got quick wire and other stuff unlocked, and you'll find out about those stuff, how that stuff got unlocked, but it did get unlocked. But when we were doing this, we're just like going, well, hang on a second. I built all this stuff and power became an issue. Imagine that. Power is an issue. So what I ended up having to do was I ended up having to come over here and put down a miner that does white crystals, right? The white crystals come in here and it gets split in half, then it gets split in thirds, right? Turns it into organic crystals. So we've got 20, 40, 60, 120 organic crystals that are coming in a minute, and it's being over here and it's being turned into hog remains. All right, I want to give a shout out to this person that made a comment about, you know, hey, you should look into hog remains. Yeah, you're right. It was worth it. All right, so the hog remains, right? It's 160 to make one hog, right? And you're just like, well, hang on a second. That's a lot to make a hog remain. Is it really worth it? Well, hang on a second. We'll wait on the hog remain to come in. All right, here comes the hog remain. So that one hog remain's going to come into here, right? And it's going to turn it into an alien protein. So we get one, right? You're like, gee, that's amazing, Jab. What are you going to do with one? Well, one turns into 100 biomass, right? So that one turns into 100 biomass, and it gets pumped out of here. And then the 100 biomass turns into, 100 biomass turns into 50 solid biofuel. Well, now we're talking, we're cooking with gas. Well, there's a backflow, but basically I have 9. I've got 9. If this thing was rocking and rolling, it will run all 9 of these at one time without backing up. It comes in here, it splits into thirds, and then each third gets split into thirds again. And yeah, so we're making more than enough than we have enough to run 10. So I don't mind, doing it this way compared to the other fuel source. And this is a solid source. All right. So what does that mean? Well, here's what it means. We have a capacity of 480 megawatts, which off of after fuel generators, or off of biomass burners. Hey, that's a lot, right? We have max consumption of 593, which is far more than this, but it never gets to max consumption. If I remember right, when it was all rocking and rolling at one time and there was no backup, I think it was like 300 and something. I think we had a surplus of like wiggle room of 50 or 60 megawatts. If I remember correctly. So, and it doesn't take much to do this. So if you wanted a line like this, all you basically need is, hang on a second, I'll run you through it. We'll take all the logistical stuff out of the way. You need one miner, right? Working at 120. Need 6 smelters, changing it from white to green, right? Then you need 1 smelter, changing it from green to hog. 1 constructor changing the hog to the alien protein. 1 constructor to change it to biomass, and then 1 constructor to change it to solid biofuel. And then you just need 9, right? 9 biomass generators. Boom, you're off and running. So that takes care of all of that. So basically at that point I had everything that was running that needed to be run, but then I found out that I was going to need more crystals. So I've got crystals being stockpiled over here, and then I've got Omni science being run over there. I'll show you. There was a reason for Omni science, and you'll find out why, but I'll go ahead and show you that I got 3 of these things running, and basically just changing it to Omni science, and then having the Omni science stored in here. But like I said, you'll find out in the future why that was important. It was something that we needed. I think that covered everything. We're not going to talk about that right there. That you haven't seen that. This is a glimpse of the future, right? We eventually build that thing, and we get things rocking and rolling. All right, but so let me jump up here and kind of give you an idea of the sprawling estate. So this is 1 power generation. There's the old power generation. Then I've got this big massive mess of stuff that feeds those boxes over there that basically, we have everything that we need to go. All right, in the future, I promise I will do my best. I'm not saying it will always happen, but I'll do my best to show me building these things and my thought process. I am extremely happy that I found out that we will have the ability to underclock things, overclock things. And I don't want to give up some secrets, but man, I was very happy about it because I was very concerned about it. All right, guys. Like I said, I apologize. I wish there was a better way that I could present all this information and that I could show you me building this and everything, but it just didn't happen, and there were some technical issues. It happens sometimes, right? Hopefully, knock on wood, it'll be the last time it happened. All right, guys, if you feel like you've learned something or are enjoying the story that's going along, hey, and you're not subscribed to the channel, by all means, please subscribe. Leave a like, leave a comment, right? Everything that you guys do helps. It's amazing. And oh yeah, by the way, let me give a shout out to all these people right here. Man, the channel supporters are super cool, super amazing, and I appreciate the fact that you guys support me. Your support and love makes me want to make content for you guys, and you guys rock. All right, guys, if I don't see you between now and the rest of the week, have a fantastic week. And as always, happy farming.